Hey y'all, I'm Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you about how to homeschool with confidence. Recently I was reading Theenergybus by Jon Gordon, and I noticed that throughout the book, the way he talked about succeeding with confidence and moving forward in life with confidence to enjoy your life better were principles that I've used throughout my years as a homeschooler. So I want to share with you his action plan steps and how I applied some of those to my homeschool that allowed me to homeschool with confidence. Step 1, create your vision. This is your chance to dream and dig in there and think about what homeschooling is going to look like for your family and what method you would like to use to homeschool. You're going to do this through reading books, from parenting books to homeschooling books to philosophies. You can also watch YouTube videos and get an idea for what homeschooling is like for other people in their lives. And one way I highly recommend is go be around other homeschool moms who've been doing this for a while. Go find a mentor. One of the things that I did that I feel like gave me the most confidence in my early years of homeschooling is I started attending a Charlotte Mason homeschool mom's night out where moms would gather around and they would talk about the Charlotte Mason philosophy of home educating. In this group, you had a wide variety of those who had high schoolers all the way on down to me, and I just had preschoolers at that time. But through doing this and listening and learning, hearing their different things that they were facing, it gave me confidence that I too could do this. And by watching them and seeing that one of the moms, after I'd been there for a while, I discovered she shared that her 9-year-old was still not reading and she was really struggling. She had taught her other kids to read, had no problems, but her 9-year-old was struggling to read. Later, I saw her again doing a speech and debate, and her daughter was given an amazing speech and just exuding confidence as a high schooler now about to graduate. And I look back and think, oh wow, look, at 9, she was wondering, what's happening? How can I keep going? Why is she not getting this? And then I, at that same point, was dealing with a child who was struggling with reading. And it gave me confidence to keep going and not worry so much, but just keep doing the next thing. And yes, that child is now reading and doing fantastic. But at the time when you're going through it, you wonder, have you done something wrong? And you're trying all different kinds of things. So things like that will give you confidence for those hard seasons and those hard bumps by getting around others, hearing what they have to say, hearing their questions. Even before you know to ask those questions, you're hearing other people who are in the trenches ask the questions and you're hearing the answers. So I highly recommend gathering with other moms, not just online. Try to go in person. There's so much more shared in person that's never shared online. Step 2. This is where you're going to fuel your vision. You're going to look at your smaller goals and the things that you would really, really like for your family. What's your bigger purpose in homeschooling? Is it discipling your kids? Is it the family relationships and bonding that's going to happen through homeschooling? Is it the excitement that maybe your children will be close with their siblings and become best friends? What is your smaller purpose in your vision? And that's going to help fuel your larger vision and give you energy on those hard days. Step 3, write it down. Write down what your family mission statement is or your overall vision and plans, but all those things that you did, creating your vision, fueling your purpose with the smaller goals, write those down so that you can continue referring to them as you make choices and decisions for your future. Step 4, focus. Now it's time to focus each year when you sit down to make decisions on curriculum and activities. This is where you're going to look back at what you wrote down and you're going to review that and you're going to focus on what is important for you, what is most important, what is not important that you can drop and let go, because there's always going to be way more to accomplish in a day than you can ever get done. There's always going to be so many opportunities out there. You can't do them all and do it well. So this is your time to focus and look back over what are your real goals. Step 5, zoom your focus. This is your chance to look at not just academics and what your children need academically each year, each individual year, or even each quarter or season, but look at their character. What is happening in their character and in their character growth, and in yourself, what's actually happening, and see the character growth just as with as much importance as the academic growth. One thing that was really encouraging to me as I was having babies, when my older kids, I was homeschooling them, was I got to see a huge jump in their character through having siblings that they had to wait on, that they had to wait with mom and the baby. And they learned a lot of patience and just all kinds of things. They learned to pitch in and help as a team, and I just saw a huge jump in their character. And that was really encouraging when you feel like the baby has sidelined all the school lessons, but sometimes the baby is the lesson. Number 6, get on the bus. Just get on the bus and do it. Homeschool, jump in with both feet and have fun along the way. This is your time. You really need to enjoy the ride. You're not going to enjoy every moment or every day, but look around. What can you do to make your days enjoyable and not just dread getting up and doing it all over again? There's a time for routine and schedules, and there's a time to chunk all of it and just go and do something fun and be spontaneous. There's a time to pick up the books and take them outside or go to the park. There's a time to drop the books and meet friends at the park and meet up with friends and do something fun. But enjoy your journey. Find out what it is, what it takes to enjoy the journey. Step 7, find others to enjoy the journey with. Invite other people to come alongside of you. You really need friends in this journey of homeschooling. You need other people who are doing the same thing, who are headed in the same direction. There will be times when you will be down. There have been so many times over the years when I felt like this is too hard, I want to give up, I don't know how to keep going. Most of the time, my issues were more parenting issues rather than homeschooling issues. But whatever is going on in parenting spills over into homeschooling because that's just how it is. It's the same people there for all of it. But it was really comforting to have a friend that I would use Voxer and talk to her, and she would help me through. And before that, through emails or text or phone calls, there would always be someone that God would put in my path. But many times I've had one close friend who was walking the same journey as me. Her children were the same ages as mine. And even though we did not live in the same place, we were able to connect on a semi-regular basis in order to encourage and motivate one another to keep going. And it's gone both ways for both of us over this time. And there have been many other people that God's put along my path that have encouraged me and been exactly what I needed at that moment. And I hope that I've been the same for other people. You just need to know that this journey is a lot more fun when you do it alongside other people. Don't do it alone. And those days when you're going to meet up with other moms for a mom's night out or something that's going to really refuel you and encourage you, I just want to remind you that those are some of the hardest days that you're going to have at home. That's when everything is going to happen. Everything's going to go wrong, and you're going to feel like everything is against you going to this meeting. You're going to have to put your head down, drop a lot of things that you feel like you have to do, but you really don't have to do that day, and clear space to allow you to go to these meetings, to allow you to go to these mom night outs or whatever it is that in your area that you've found where the moms come together and encourage one another. And if you don't have that, I really encourage you to get online and start a group and invite other moms in your area. And sometimes you're going to have one person show up, and you're going to just have to know that that's all that's coming at that moment, because things do happen. But I've noticed over the years from going to the Charlotte Mason meetings that I used to attend as a younger mom when we had those, that every time I went, I noticed that other moms were talking about how hard it was for them to be there that day, about what all went wrong. And I know in my own house, those were days, especially if I was preparing to teach, I had to drop everything that I wanted to do and actually getting homeschooling done that day in order to be there that evening. And it was worth it in the end, because that's what kept me going on those hard days. this is just a little bonus tip. It's kind of like a little PS. Don't allow haters and toxic people to crush you. There will be those who question your ability to homeschool. There will be those who are close to you who are critical of what you're doing. You have to know that this is what's right for you and your family. And you're the one who has to make the decisions for your children. They're your children, your responsibility. So these people who actually have no responsibility in your life, who are not going to be there on those hard days or pick up the slack in any other home educational method that you would do, don't let those people crush you. You might want to assess the criticism that some people give and ask, is there any truth in it? And separate that out, and then you let time prove what you're doing. Be faithful, be diligent to teach and train your children. Be faithful in teaching them their academics, but don't let these haters just crush you and keep you from doing what you know is right in your heart to do. Keep going, be strong, surround yourself with others who will encourage and lift you up. And I hope and pray that you can walk with confidence in your homeschooling and in your choices, and enjoy the journey, because it's really hard to enjoy the journey when you're lacking confidence, when you're questioning and doubting all the time. There's going to be days that you're going to doubt. There's going to be days that you question, why am I doing this? But enjoy the journey for the most part. Thanks for watching and joining me on my channel. I hope you will hit the subscribe button if you would like to hear more talks like this, and thanks for listening.